As the day drew to a close, I sat in the kitchen, leisurely savoring the cooled tea. I was eagerly preparing dinner, hoping that Jack would finally be able to come home from work tonight. I really wanted to discuss our plans for our upcoming vacation, but my hopes were dashed when I received another text. "Jessica, sorry, stuck at work. I love you." Depressed by this message, I thought about throwing away the carefully prepared meal, but instead decided to stash everything in the fridge. After all, he'd be coming home tonight and would probably work up an appetite. I almost immediately made another cup of tea, which also went cold as I continued to stare at the wall, counting the flowers on the tiles. "Hey, Jack." "Jessica, John will be here in about an hour. He's supposed to bring me some parts to work on. When are you coming over?" A heavy sigh came through the receiver, and I felt like getting some fresh air. In silence, I opened the window, letting the spring breeze in. "Tonight, Jessica. I have work to do. I love you. I love you too." I looked up at the call that had ended. A picture of us together appeared on the screen. I grabbed a cup from the table, poured my tea into it, which made me cringe, and left for the bedroom. How many times had I heard these excuses before? How many times had my friends joked that my Jack had a mistress at work? At home, at least, he's certainly not in a hurry to get anywhere. When the doorbell rang, I stepped out in my house clothes. Standing on the doorstep was John, Jack's brother, carrying some packages. I grinned at how funny he looked looking at my t-shirt falling off one shoulder in shorts, and stepped aside. "Come on in." "Are you in a hurry?" "No, not really." He walked down the hall and left what he'd brought on the nightstand. He turned and froze in place. I pondered for a couple seconds before asking, "Would you like to stay and have some tea?" "Yeah, why not?" John took a step towards me, continuing to look into my eyes. I hesitated, but nodded and went into the kitchen. Sitting and drinking tea with my husband's brother was not a crime. Already in the kitchen, I suggested a full dinner and John agreed. He told a story about himself and Jack, about how, as a teenager, John had always attracted more female attention, and now I realized that was not unreasonable. He's handsome, witty, attentive. "Then why are you still single?" I asked before I could think the question through. "Because Jack met you first." I froze. His gaze was serious, and his words didn't seem like a joke. John stood up, as if he was going to leave, but I jumped up too. "I liked you right away, back when we first met, but Jack said you were already dating, and I didn't even bother trying." "No, we weren't dating then." "Does it make a difference now?" I didn't know what to answer. He was looking so attentive, but I saw a sliver of hope in his eyes. I walked over to him and kissed him. John looked at me surprised, and I thought he was going to push me away. But instead, he pulled me to him and kissed me on the lips. We were alone in the bedroom,